Hello everybody. How are you doing today? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Ralitza and this is Readings with Rally. I hope that you're doing well. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at what do people assume about you. So I'm not necessarily sure if I'm going to have to put like a trigger warning on this. We're just going to have to see what comes out. But I'm curious to see here, what do people assume about you based off of the way that you look or based on the way that you carry yourself. So I just wanted to say, welcome to this reading. I hope that you find something here that resonates. To book a personal reading, you can do so at www.readingswithrally.com. And of course, there will be an extended. Okay, we do have 3 piles to choose from today. Pile 1 is the serpentine. Pile 2, we have the moonstone. And pile 3, we have the carnelian. If you did need some more time, please go ahead and pause the video here. I am going to go ahead though and start with the serpentine. Okay. Hello to everybody who chose pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. If you chose the serpentine, then this is your reading. Let me go ahead here and tap into your energy. Spirit, can you please connect me to the energy here of the collective that chose pile number 1? Please come forth with messages of truth, clarity, and accuracy for them so that they can have the best possible reading. As always, we wanted to say a big thank you to you for your support, for your kindness, and for your accuracy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so pile number 1. I heard a few things here, okay? First thing I heard was troubled, okay? So people around you could think that you're troubled, or like maybe you present as someone who is troubled or constantly in thought. I also heard spoiled. So people around you could also be assuming here that you are spoiled. You could have a lot of fire in your own chart. I'm feeling a very fiery energy here. What do people assume about pile 1? What do they assume? 5 of Cups and the 4 of Pentacles. Many of you are a little bit closed off energetically. The people around you, they kind of feel like they can't really have access to you in the way that they want. Your energy could be quite private. And again, people might be assuming that you've gone through some sort of a difficult situation recently. The Lovers in reverse. Some of you could have like broken up with someone recently or just been very clear that you're not interested in talking to people or in kind of just like having a connection with others around you. Your energy is very internal at this time, and people could be assuming here that you're cold, that you're hurt, and that you don't really want anything to do with them, really. The Tower in reverse and the 7 of Wands in reverse. Interesting. You guys are very unique and you're very different than people around you too. I think that others can see you in this way. Like they do feel like you just carry a different energy to you than most people do. There's definitely a feeling here of people being drawn to you, but I think your energy is very standoffish. I just heard the word hospital too. So somebody here could have like recently gone through the hospital or had some sort of treatment. I feel you have a very attractive energy. There's definitely a very strong presence here, but I do think for many of you, you're not really that interested in opening up to other people. Like they do assume that you're standoffish. What else here? What do people assume about pile 1s? You guys could be a Gemini here as well. We have looking down on you and pregnancy with another. Oof, there could be lots of gossip here about you here as well. But I feel like people think that you're a little bit pretentious. Like maybe you kind of look down on people. Again, there's just this coldness or this detachment energy. I don't necessarily feel like you're purposely trying to hurt people by any means. I just kind of feel you're not very interested, I guess, in maintaining connections with people who are superficial. Like you guys have your own shit going on. Some of you are very smart. We have scam alert, okay. We have Netflix and show in reverse. And who do I choose upright? Oh, and got my eye on you. Okay. Some of you could have been involved in a third-party situation that people know about. There could be gossip regarding that. But another energy I'm feeling here is, excuse me, people around you feeling a bit threatened by you. So you could be very attractive. I kind of get the feeling that people around you sometimes think that you're going to steal their partner. So in that way, they're really seeing you as a threat, which I think is interesting. Because I'm not really getting that you feel like you're a threat. I'm not even really getting here that you're interested. But for some reason, again, you could be very attractive. There's something about your energy that's very like reserved. So I almost think it leads to people really feeling like they're making assumptions based on nothing. Like seriously, that's kind of the energy I'm getting here. For some of you, there is definitely an energy here of a third party. Other people around you could be feeling like you are dealing with a third party, or like you got into a situation here where somebody left for a third party, and there's definitely like a jaded energy. But all in all, it's kind of like people think that you think that you're better than them. Like there's this energy of you placing yourself on a pedestal. What else? What do people assume about pile ones? Perseverance. People do assume though that you always strive to move forward. You're definitely a strong person here. You like to do what you need to do to push forward. And I feel people really do admire your perseverance and your spirit here. You have impatience. You could be a little bit like cold to the people around you, especially if you perceive them as being kind of like honestly dumb. I don't know how else to put it, but it's like people can really wear your patience quite thin. And I think that individuals, they assume that to approach you, they have to come correct. You're definitely a very strong presence here. Some of you could be working as healers or in some sort of the medical field here too. I think people assume here as well that you're very intelligent, but you tend to kind of keep your emotions hidden. We have confusion and we have trickery. There's a lot of energy with people around you not really like being able to put their finger on you, or not being able to put like there's confusion here. So it's like they're not really able to figure out what you want or what you need or what's going on with you. I think people are a little bit confused by your energy. And it's almost like because of that, they tend to read a lot into your energy, which isn't necessarily fair or truthful. I do feel for this pile, people really jump to a lot of wild assumptions because you don't really give anyone things to go off on. Like, I don't really think that's your priority. What else here? What do people assume about pile number one? What do they assume when they see pile one? Rest, renew, recharge. What does your body crave and need right now? Yeah, you guys are not very like open here to other people at this time. And I do feel like people know that, or they can feel that around you. You might be spending a lot more time alone, a lot more time resting, recovering, recuperating. Your energy might be a bit detached, and because of that, people do feel ignored by you, or they feel like you just don't want anything to do with them. You might also just be like an introvert. I am getting an old soul energy here too. When you need to pause, you look at yourself. Like, you don't necessarily ask other people for help. You're kind of like okay, well, what do I need to do right now to change this energy? Very internally driven, but very attractive at the same time. We have your purpose is personal expansion. How can you be more intentional with your choices and live with more purpose? So you guys do have like a big purpose here that you're pursuing. I do feel people around you could definitely feel here like you are a bit selfish or self-motivated. Like, primarily you care about yourself. Primarily you care about what you want to create. Again, some of you could be working as healers or within the medical industry. I'm really feeling that quite strongly, actually. We have to receive, you must release. What can you let go of? What do you want to receive? You guys are really in the process of shifting. And I think that people who are making these assumptions might be witnessing you in this kind of like in-between stage where you're 1 foot out of that door, but you're not entirely into the next door. So there's the sense of people projecting because they're uncomfortable. I think honestly, you guys make people uncomfortable because you don't give them much to go off of. especially if that person really wants to like take a lot of your energy. You're very good at like being like, no, I'm not going to allow you to upset me. Again, very internal, very lone wolf energy, very powerful energy. I just don't think that you have a lot to give to other people. And I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing. We have path. Wander in the path less traveled. What you find might surprise you. So we have path here and purpose. So people do assume that you are like driven, you're ambitious, you're doing something here. I definitely feel that. I think people around you feel like you are on your way to, uncovering something or reaching some sort of conclusion here that's important to you. We have light. Look to the space between the trees for answers. Again, I know you guys, if you watch my channel, you know that that's one of the only cards I'll read for light worker. So I do think people around you do feel this very, very strong light worker energy that you carry with you. But again, you might be in this process of self-healing, which is why you're not wanting to open up to other energies. And of course, I support that wholeheartedly. As a like healer myself, or an empath, whatever you want to call it, I do find, a lot of times people can be very draining. And I kind of get that that's why you are pulling your energy away. And we also have growth. The tallest oak tree once started as a seedling. Don't be afraid to start something new. Your ability here to create for yourself is very, very high. And I think people around you see that as well. They really do. If they feel like when they see you, when they approach you, they know that you're destined for something big. And I think that people assume that even though you're closed off, I still feel like they know that you're destined for some sort of greatness. So, wow, very interesting. That is what I have for you, pile one. Really awesome energy. Of course, there will be an extended to that. I thought that was really interesting. You guys are definitely going through something major, a major shift right now. What else do I need to say? Of course, to book a personal reading with me, you can always do so at www.readingswithrally.com. I am going to be pulling away from reading. I'm doing a surgery here for that cough, which will probably take me out for, at least a week is kind of what I'm expecting. So book your spot if you want a reading, of course. I hope you have a great day. I'm sending you a big hug and we will talk later. Bye-bye. Hello, pile two. If you chose this moonstone, welcome to your reading. I love this stone. Feels so good in my hands. Let me go ahead here and tap into your energy. So Spirit, can you please connect me to the group that chose pile number 2? Please come forth with messages of truth and clarity and accuracy for pile 2 so that they can have the best possible reading. As always, we wanted to say a big thank you to you for your support, for your kindness, and for your accuracy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Honestly, it just means so much to us. Thank you. Okay, pile 2. Some of you could be very musical. I feel here like there could be some sort of a cadence or rhythm to your voice people could be attracted to. You could just be singers here as well, or again, have some sort of musical capability here. I'm seeing mist here too, so I kind of feel like people don't really know how to read you. There's an energy of like confusion around you, or a little bit of like murkiness, which is interesting here too. Let's take a look. Pile 2, please. What do people assume about pile 2s, please? What do people assume about pile 2? What do they assume when they see them? What do they assume when they see pile 2, please? What do they assume when they see pile 2? We have Temperance. Okay. Could be Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. 3 of Cups. 10 of Wands. And the 10 of Swords. Wow. Okay, lots of 10s here. Some of you could really be going through like a major transformation process right now, especially with all of those 10s. So again, we have Sagittarius here, Sun, Moon, or Rising. I do feel here like people think you are a good time. You definitely have this energy to you that when you're on, you're really on. And there's a lot of attraction that others have for you, because when you're in this kind of expansive energy, you're really on top of your A game. And I think people around you really see you as being someone very interesting and just wanting to get to know more about you. That being said, I think that you can easily switch. So people, I think, assume that they don't really know very much about you, or what you present to like the outside world could be a bit of a facade, because the true you seems to be going through a lot of shifting right now. And I think people can pick that up. You could have lots of friends, or could be very public, or people could just really like you, but they don't really see all of this shifting underneath the surface, but they can feel it. We have moving on. You could be a person here who's like very much attuned to when it's time to leave, when it's time to move, when it's time to shift your energy here. And I think others around you are really seeing you as someone who is very capable here of moving on or shifting. Like, you do not give people the time of day. You might consider yourself a traveler or a wanderer just naturally. You might move a lot, or you might like to visit other places. Your job or something like this could take you to lots of different areas too. Hearing all the tea. I feel a lot of people copy you too. I don't know why that's coming through, but I am getting copying here. People think you're a leader. They assume you're a leader. Spying, keeping tabs. A lot of people watching you. Holy smokes, a lot of people watching you. We have crushing over you, and we have wild nights. Okay, so again, like when you guys want to go out and have fun, you can go out and have fun, and you have a very, very expansive and beautiful energy. When you're partying, and the energy feels good and it feels right. But I think people just know that there's so much more to you as well, that there's a strong energy of like wanting to get to know what's going on underneath the surface. People are very curious as to what you bring to the table. I really do feel that. I think you could have a very strong online presence, and you could present one way but actually be a different way, right? Like, so many of us, like what we present online it's not really resonant with who we truly are. And I kind of feel like people around you, they assume that there's more to you than meets the eye. This could be very physically attractive too as well. I'm getting a lot of attraction energy. We have grief. But that's the thing too, people don't see what's going on with those 10s, right? The 10 of Wands and 10 of Swords. There's a lot of energy that you are currently moving through. And people could assume that they know what you're going through, but in actuality, they truly don't. We have gratitude here, okay? People assume about pile number 2's acceptance. One more. And we have perception. I think you're very good here at not manipulating people, because I don't think that's even what you're trying to do, but presenting an image here to people where they feel like they're able to see who you truly are. There's a lot of energy with you being very good at being able to manipulate energy. So some of you could be shapeshifters, witches, healers, like things like this, because I feel there's a good sense of understanding your impact. But I feel like you guys do tend to keep a shell on, you know. I really get that there's a lot more going on underneath the surface than maybe what you're presenting. You're very good at having people perceive you the way you want to be perceived. But within your heart, there's a lot of movement here. And I think some people can pick this up on the fact that your energy is like kind of in and out. I'm hearing beggar. So I feel like people could really be very much focused on getting your energy on them. Like there's a strong feeling of wanting you to be, I don't know how to put this, but wanting you to pay attention to them. What else, please? What do people perceive about pile number 2's? What do they assume about them? We have turn your worry into wonder, surrender to the experience. What possibilities can you dream into reality? You are a major like manifesting energy here. And I think people like to see what you're doing. Like they want to see what your next move is. I think though your true heart and your truth of what you want to call into yourself, you don't really share with other people. It's very private. And this could be something that you really do on purpose because you don't want other people to know what you're going through. You don't want other people to know what you want to create for yourself. You guys are master manifestors though. You are the joy seeker. What little victories can you celebrate? People like being around you too. I feel like you have a very expansive, beautiful energy. You could be quite competitive or quite proud as well. And again, I'm getting like copycat energy. So you could be very much copied by other people. I do really feel like there's a strong sensation of others wanting to, I don't know, copy your vibe or attach to your vibe, something like this. It feels a little strange to me, but people might really be placing you on a pedestal. You might have a lot of copycats. We have rest, renew, recharge. What does your body crave and need right now? Again, people don't see underneath the surface that you are needing to shift something. I think they're just projecting this image onto you here. Everyone is on their own journey. How can you focus more on your own path? And that's one thing too. It's like you might be very public, very popular. Other people could really pay a lot of attention to you, but underneath, you know that you're being driven towards your own expansion here. And I think that that's really something that others around you, they don't really know. Some of you could have very lots of talents with dreaming, specifically lucid dreaming or astral projection. I'm getting Aquarius energy coming through here too. Some of you could just be very interested in the occult, metaphysics, or like aliens, or you could resonate with being a starseed. Okay. I think you're different from people around you, and they can people kind of know that you're different, but there's also this sense of like not really, I don't know, not really feeling safe or something around you. They can't really put a finger on you. Grounded. Keep to your roots and stand taller than the trees. You always know what you're doing as well. People might assume that you're making random, like quick second decisions, but they don't actually see that you're very driven and you know exactly where your spirit is calling you. We have idle hours. Take some time out to lie on the emerald grass. People could think that you're lazy or you waste time. We have trust. The robin trusts her wings, not the branch she sits on. Yeah, people could be like, I don't get why they're so popular or why they have so many good things happen to them. They're lazy. But I feel like really, it's not laziness. I just get that you are so attached and you work with spirit on such a strong level that you really trust the outcome of what's being around you, or what, you know, where you're being called to go. There's a trust in spirit. And because of that, I do feel you guys are very individualistic. And people will project what they want on you, especially because when you are in this fun energy, you're very fun, but they don't see all the depth and the layers underneath. Someone's name here could start with an S: Sarah, Sonia, Samantha, Samuel. But yeah, okay, so that's what I have for you today, pile 2. There will be an extended to this. I'm very curious to see what comes out here. We're going to do some what's it called? What are those cards called? Archetype cards. I'm curious to see what people kind of really think about you, because I feel like for this pile, there's a lot of projecting and there's a lot of people wanting to see your next move, but not really knowing who you are, you're like on a soul level. Kind of feels like people just don't really know you. So yes, that is what I have for you. I'm sending you a big hug and we'll talk later. Bye-bye. Okay. Hello, pile 3. If you chose this carnelian, then this is your reading. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me go ahead here and tap in. Spirit, can you please connect me to the energy of the collective that chose pile number 2? Please come forth. Oh, sorry, pile number 3. Interesting. I'm sorry. Some of you might be coming from pile number 3. Okay, I'm going to recap here. Spirit, can you please connect me to the energy of the collective that chose pile number 3? Please come forth with messages of truth, clarity, and accuracy for pile 3 so that they can have the best possible reading. As always, we wanted to say a big thank you to you for your support, for your clarity, and most importantly, your accuracy. Honestly, it means so much to us. We appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of flower energy here. Some of you could really work with flowers. You could be named after a flower like me. My name is actually in Bulgarian. It means like a blue delphinium, but some of you are definitely working with plants or flowers. I'm specifically picking flower energy up here. I heard hard to forget, and I also heard forget me not, which I think is a flower, but I think that you really make an impact, and people, they assume that there's some sort of a major journey. There's some sort of a major thing that you bring to realization here. You guys are very creative, very passionate here as well. You have a very distinct voice. So some of you here could be writers or actually singers, but I'm getting like people want to listen to you. Tell me more, please. What do people presume or assume about pile 3s, please? What do they assume? That's way too many, but I'm going to take the Page of Swords. A lot of people watch you, okay? So you guys could have like a public perception thing where people do feel like they have to watch you. 2 of Swords in reverse. You guys could be very clear with your voice, very direct, very to the point, almost a bit intimidating. 5 of Wands, wow. The Tower, oh my gosh. Okay, a lot of people place themselves in competition with you, pile 3, where they feel immediately threatened. I kind of feel like you guys bring a lot to the table here, and people are very much drawn to you, but there's a sense of fear for some reason, or there's a sense of people projecting onto you what they think that you're gonna do. Like, people are scared or intimidated by you, or they feel like they have to compete for your attention, or they're scared you're going to take attention away from them. So either way, people see you as a very strong presence, and as a bit of a threat. I'm hearing guide. Okay, so you could be intuitively or naturally a guide for many people. People could ask you for advice. People could come up to you and kind of act like tell you their whole life story. I kind of feel like you're a person who always changes. You're a very changeable energy, and you go with the flow. At the same time, you do have a very deep or old soul type of vibe to you that I think is very attractive here to other people. But for some reason, there's also like individuals here feeling a bit threatened by what you bring to the table for some reason. What else here? We have plotting and scheming. People around you, they see you as someone who's very intelligent, who's always thinking. I feel like your mind is always going a mile a minute. Some of them could feel like you're volatile because you just, I'm really getting like, I just don't care about other people. Like, you're kind of focused on your own thing here. Like very much Queen of Swords vibes. I don't know. It feels like people just really see you as very intelligent here. The Hunter. A lot of people paying attention to you though. Wow. I feel like people watch you. So again, you could have a public profile here or something like YouTube or something where people are paying a lot of attention to you. But I think it's difficult for people to get your attention on them. Yeah, desperate AF. We have workplace drama. And we have enemy lines. People do not want to be your enemy. They really don't. They feel like you bring a lot to the table here. And they definitely see you as someone who's very powerful, very strong. People could see you as someone who like maybe does magic or things like this, because I'm getting people feeling very unnerved by getting on your wrong side. So there's definitely a lot of people who just do not want to be your enemy. Like, they see you as someone who's very, very strong, very powerful, and there's a bit of a threat energy here too. So I think that people know not to cross you. I actually feel like you're a lot more focused on building something yourself. I don't really think you care very much about other people at this point. But people see you as a threat. There's also a lot of gossip surrounding this energy for some reason. I'm hearing cold as ice. Perfection. You guys also present this, like, again, you could have Virgo here or Gemini in your chart. I'm getting just this energy of people like perceiving you in a special way. And you might be very good at presenting yourself in a way where people feel like you're kind of attractive, you're focused, you're driven. We have complacency, guilt. A lot of people have treated you poorly in the past here too, victim. Yeah, a lot of people have treated you quite poorly in the past. And I kind of get the sense that there's a lot of energy with individuals from the past continuing to think about you or feel poorly for the way that they treated you. I'm hearing someone here say, I don't care about that. And I think that's true. I do feel like you guys don't care about that, but I do feel it could have ended up with you closing your energy off a little bit, or being very protective of your aura, protective of your soul, and protective of your heart. I think you're capable here of having people have like unhealthy attachments towards you. Like, there's a lot of very strong energy with individuals around you being like almost obsessed with you or something. Someone here could be born on Halloween or near Halloween. I just heard someone say, I always finish first. So I think you guys know that you are, you know, a formidable presence, but you kind of just do your own thing is most importantly what I'm getting. I don't think you really care much to be around other people or to hurt other people. We have Midas touch. Things are working out in your favor. In what ways are you abundant right now? You guys really are very driven, but you're also very magical too. And so I think people around you, they perceive or assume that you have a lot of power, a lot of wealth, a lot of status, but they don't actually see the creation energy of like what you're putting into having these outcomes that you want. You are a very, very strong, very powerful energy for sure. We have rise above it. It's not yours to carry. You are an empath. How can you detach from the drama? Many of you might be detached from other people, not because you want to be mean to them, but because you are, empathic and you don't want to absorb people's shit. And so instead, you kind of come across as a little bit detached. And I more get because it's like, you don't want individuals to project onto you. You tend to have like a very sensitive aura. And maybe you feel like a lot of times you have to hold on to things from people. And you don't want to do that anymore. We have oneness is the way. How can you show more compassion and acceptance towards those you don't understand? Yeah, and you guys could have Aquarius placements. I'm getting like humanitarian vibes here. I do think you care a lot about other people, but you just need to protect yourself. And I think that's importantly what you're doing is like, you protect your energy because other people might use your energy for their own good, or like, I'm just getting energy vampires here. So I think you guys almost have to be protective of yourself. We have uncertainty. The shades of gray within the fog will eventually lift. Isn't that funny? Because I think I first was like getting a misty energy here. People don't know. They don't know how to read you. They don't know what to like think about you. And so I feel like there's a lot of projection. What do people assume? We have the night. Find comfort in the night where the world switches off and the stars burn bright. There's definitely like this natural, magical element that you bring to the table. And I do feel people around you really do see you as someone who's very special, very magical, very expansive. There's a lot of energy with like projecting onto you their fears. You're very powerful here, actually. You guys are very, very powerful creators. And we have origins. Remember your roots. Some of you too could have a lot of like very strong ancestral energy that's surrounding you as well, which I think people around you could feel intimidated by. So yeah, that is what I have. That's definitely very interesting. I feel here like there's a lot to unpack with this group, and this just feels really good to me. So that is what I have for you. There will be an extended, the timestamps will be, the link will be in the description box. I'm sending you a big hug. I hope that you have a wonderful day, and we'll talk later.